Hey, what's going on today? How you doing, all you little boogers? Everybody having a good time? Today's I guess the 1st of February. Yeah, really great, huh? I made it this far. Damn. Just looking at 73 coming around the corner. Anyway, today I'd like to talk about, hmm, we talk about the Navy. Yeah, I was in the Navy. When I was 17 years old, I quit school on my 17th birthday, and I went to the Navy recruiter. And you probably say to yourself, why would a person do that? Well, I'll tell you why. Because back then they had the draft. I didn't want to be drafted. I'm a person who likes choices. Unfortunately, some of my choices get me in a lot of trouble. So, off to the Navy I went. They scoffed me right up. Yeah, I didn't go very far in high school. Trust me, I didn't. I'm not going to bullshit you and tell you that I was a senior and had one day left before graduation. That wasn't the case at all. That wasn't the case. Nope. There's things that happened to me on the way while I was in school that sort of probably drove me to this. But the biggest part about it, though, the school I went to, they had a guidance counselor, and the class I was in, there was a lot of us that quit and went into the service, you know, Army, Marines, whatever the case, Navy. This guy, when I went in, I told him that I wanted to quit school. Being, you know, 16, 17, whatever. He never questioned me. Just turn your books in. Like, what kind of a job was he doing? What was he doing? You know, his job was probably to nurture people along. Not this clown. Not at all. I'll tell you. There was a lot of us that left. And a lot of us didn't come back. Yeah, the Navy was good. It was really good to me. I acquired a skill that was sort of by chance. It was great. I was a cook and baker. Oh, people say, no rifle, no hand grenades. No, spatula, butcher knife, cook and baker. People don't realize the responsibility that cooks and bakers, plus other service-connected jobs like corpsmen, so on and so forth, that have in one of these sort of situations. Yeah, and it's not an easy job either. It's not an easy job. You have to be very careful what you do, especially with preparing food for a sizable ship with like 1,400 people on it, or seamen or whatever. You have to be very careful. You could screw up and hurt a lot of people, and it's real easy. You have to do the quality control. You got to sanitary conditions, everything like this. You have to make sure everything's up to snuff. And besides, there's two people you don't screw with on a ship: the captain and the cook. No, not at all. But I had a very good 4 years. I learned a lot. I learned a lot. And I did work a short period of time after I got out of the Navy as a cook. But unfortunately, the job went south. There was a change. I worked for the federal government, and the job went south after a couple of years because they wanted to incorporate all military people. So I had to shuffle off. So I shuffled off to a job at General Electric, one of the biggest plants probably in the United States, which was very good to me too, because there you learned everything. Anything and everything. Upward mobility was wonderful. And at that time, of course I kicked around a bit. and everything started to fall into place. Yeah. But I'll tell you what, for all you people out there, if you want to learn something, join the military. You want to be a stupid ass, go to a college and learn nothing that'll do you any good in your life but give you problems. It's not real. People tell you to go to college because, oh, you're smarter than somebody else. Bullshit. You know what? And to put on the toilet seat. To go to college because you can't do anything else or you're too lazy to do anything else. That's the way I look at it. But anyway, that's my opinion. I'm sure you have your own. Yeah. What else is going on? Hey, you want to hear some of my stories when I was little in upstate New York? When I was growing up? How I used to run a trap line? It was great for getting out of school, you know. Ran a trap line at a place called Dead Creek. You get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go follow your traps. Man, all they had there was skunks. We were looking for mink, but mink were hard to come by. Skunks were pretty prevalent. And if you didn't want to go to school, try skinning one of them babies before you get on the bus. Definitely 2 days off. Yeah, that was the good part about it. I had a cousin named Jimmy. He was a couple years older than I was. There was something wrong with that guy. There was really something wrong with him. You know? Well, how would you say it? I was like he was the brains and I was the little jerk that followed him. Yeah, we saw all sorts of crazy shit. He'd do all sorts of things. You know, it was unbelievable. Unbelievable. Well, anyway, I got in a lot of trouble. I remember one time his dad sent him this cowboy suit and whip and stuff from Reno, Nevada. He didn't live with his dad, of course. He lived with his grandmother. My grandmother also. When he got that stuff, automatically I became the horse. Man, that guy was brutal. I don't know if you're going to whip like a horse, but boy, it wasn't very good. Not good at all. The guy was a nut. Boy, over the years I kind of stayed away from him. But anyway, it was a little different. A lot of different. Okay, I'm going to take a little break here. Let's see here. We're going to stop ya. Yeah. Boink.